Hi everybody and welcome to the Victor Podcast. I'm sure you're ready for another powerful time. We've got Caroline in the house today, and you know what guys, even before we started, she was already dropped.
One of those people that you call an accidental entrepreneur, I never thought I had it in me. I've never thought about it in my life. I never even thought about business. The one thing I know is I loved money. I see myself as the person first. I don't even see myself as a woman. I see myself as a human being. I see myself as a person. Yeah. You have no excuse. Unless you choose to have the excuse or you choose to bring the limitations in. You are your own limitation. Because I think my life is all about people, about being a blessing, making a change. I used to be the girl that would hide in the corner, the girl that was never good enough, the girl that could never speak properly, the shy girl. I'm thinking, oh, okay, all right then.
Hi everybody and welcome to the Victor Podcast. I'm sure you're ready for another powerful time. We've got Caroline in the house today, and you know what guys, even before we started, she was already dropping some powerful nuggets. So guys, don't worry, maybe I'll let you guys into that one or not, I don't know. But guys, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you reach out to her at the end. She's going to give you the details. Want to learn more about her and then connect to her. I want to encourage you guys to do so. But sit back, relax, and enjoy this ride. And make sure you're strapped in because you're in for a treat. So I'm going to introduce her very quickly. Caroline is a childcare business expert, columnist, a speaker, an assistant, and she assists professionals to develop clarity in mind and enhance their leadership skills and embrace a bigger vision. Wow. She's an entrepreneur, a CEO of Alpha Care Limited, a leading UK childcare provider. Caroline currently runs 13 childcare sectors in the UK, leading a team of 75 childcare experts and helping over 500 children a day. Now, I'm a father of 3 children. You're dealing with 500 a day with members of staff, 75. You know, and I'm sort of thinking to myself, you know, as in Nigeria, we're going to say, who sent you? Because even just 3 children, you can imagine what it's like. And then you're going to manage 500 a day. Caroline.
Don't worry, I asked myself the same question. I think, who sent me message?
And the fact that you're a business expert too, is I'm sort of thinking, okay, when we say business, I think that, okay, other things, most of mine don't really go towards childcare. So was this always a plan, or did you start somewhere and then your heart just stumbled on this one?
I like that. It's the latter, basically. I'm one of those people that you call an accidental entrepreneur. I never thought I had it in me. I've never thought about it in my life. I never even thought about business. The one thing I know is I loved money. And that's from being very young. That's from being very young, being in Nigeria in my teenage years. My mom's a businesswoman, and I just loved everything money. I would literally, what you call steal, but I didn't steal. I would hide her money, and she never thought about it because she had so much. So for me, I just loved money. I loved using it to help my friends out at the time in Nigeria. I was between 13 and sort of like 16 before I came back to the UK. Yeah. So I knew at the time I loved money, but I didn't know what I wanted to do or anything. So I'm what you call an accidental entrepreneur. So it's never been a dream to start a business. It's never been, I didn't know what it was. You know, I just thought, you know, you just make money somehow. Or I just felt everything you did gives you money. So even if you're a cleaner or you're whatever it is, it gives you money. But I didn't realize, obviously, you get your levels of money, right? So I just assume you just get money, you know. So, but no, I'm what you call an accidental entrepreneur. And that just happened. And one thing led to another, and I found myself in childcare, which I actually, obviously, spiritually, I'm a practicing Christian, and I thought, you're having a laugh, him up there, like, yeah, sense of humor, you've got such a wonderful sense of me, children, you know. But yeah, and obviously, 16 years down the line, like they say, is now history, and like, I couldn't imagine doing anything else, you know. So I used to be very hands-on. But I'm not very hands-on anymore. So, and this is where the business expert thing comes in.
Yeah.
It's all about, if you're an entrepreneur, you are an entrepreneur. That's it. You can make money from selling sand. You can make money from selling paper. You can make money from crafting paper, or or you can make money from childcare, or you make money from podcasting, or whatever it is. If you're an entrepreneur, you're a business person, that's it. So constantly my brain is thinking, what more can I do? I'm constantly thinking, I could tell you 100 things you can do, some of them with no penny at all, because that's just the way my brain is wired. So I don't limit myself to childcare. Yes, I started with it, but there's so many other things I do outside of childcare that really brings in good money that has got nothing to do with children. But it's that thing of like you taking that risk, which is what it is to be an entrepreneur. Taking the risk first. You have to be willing to take the risk, because you can call yourself a business. There's so many business people and entrepreneurs out there, but they don't take risk. So how do you then describe yourself as a business person? There's some businesses that don't make money. Are you a business person then, really? I mean, come on. It's all about how much money you make, right? And that's what it is, you know. So it's not because some businesses you do, it's just, I call it a glorified 9-to-5 job. You go in, the business can't do without you. And then when you're off sick, the business is closed. I mean, please, like, you know, so to me.
Someone could be listening to you now saying, yeah, Caroline, I agree with you, you know, as in, well, you know, I can see you went to school, you got all this education, you see, you're in. But what I was sort of thinking is, as someone who is from Africa, you know, one excuse most people might give is, oh no, I'm not sure I want to start business because I'm in England and I'm not sure I want to step out. You've opened settings across, you know, across London. You know, and obviously being an African, you know, we know what goes on in the world. We know all the politics that play out in the background. Some people's excuse might be their either color of their skin or anything else, but you've broken through all that. You've been able to go out there and open these settings. So how do you do it? For someone who is thinking with those excuses going on in their minds, as I like what Vusi says, every excuse is valid. But where do they really start from? How do they begin to break that mindset, begin to build that confidence to step out?
I love the whole thing is, like you said, mindset. It's all in the mind. And I mean, earlier when I got in, I remember that line that you said, you might ask about this. And to me, I didn't think about it until this evening before I came on. And to me, it's all about how you see yourself. I see myself as a person first. I don't even see myself as a woman. I see myself as a human being. I see myself as a person. The same amount of hours that is allocated to you as Victor, that is allocated to Joe Blogg and Steve Jobs and whatever, is the same amount of hours that is allocated to Caroline Popoola. So you have no excuse, unless you choose to have the excuse or you choose to bring the limitations in. You are your own limitation. So don't get me wrong. I am not for 1 second belittling anyone that's been through racism, do you understand? I'm not for 1 second belittling you be going through sexism and the whole racism. I'm not belittling it for 1 second. But how do you see yourself? I see myself as a person first. Not even as a woman first, as a human being first. And then as a woman, but then going to how does God see me? What did he say about me? It's got nothing to do with black, white, green, or yellow. It's got nothing to do with that. And what is in your mind? And don't get me wrong, the first time, and going back to your question, the first time I opened the first ever setting, right? So we've done all the paperwork, they've agreed, we've done everything, it's brilliant, not a single obstacle, not one. The day before we planned to have the open day with the parents, I woke up that morning and I remembered I was black.
Oh, no.
Honest, I'm not even joking. I remembered I was black. And guess, I live in Eltham. The history of Eltham, Stephen Lawrence. Which is, for everyone outside of the UK listening to this podcast, Google Stephen Lawrence, a black boy that unfortunately got killed as a result of racism, and that case went on for so many years, you know, and so on, and it's still going on when they go back to it, you know, and no one has ever been caught for that murder. So I live in Eltham, which is the top place of allegedly what they call racism. And my first setting was going to be in Eltham. So I woke up that day and thinking, oh yeah, I'm black. Like, it's like, oh, okay. But you know what? This is where the upper power you have, which is your spiritual mindset, comes into play.
Yeah.
Yes, you're Black, but that's the enemy, I feel, trying to deter me from that positive energy I felt for the past few weeks of leading to this wonderful thing that I'm doing, this breakthrough. And all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, you're Black. Why didn't I remember I was Black before I sent in the application? Why didn't I remember I was Black when I did the proposal?
Yeah.
When I did the presentation? All of a sudden, they're happy, everyone's happy. I'm meeting over 400 parents, and I remember I'm Black. So what is in your mind? I literally had to quench that voice immediately. I'm thinking, yeah, great, back to send the love. And that's it. So you have to decide if you want to follow the whole negativity and the whole thing happening around you, and let that determine or be the definition of how you present yourself, or you say, no, this is who I am. This is what God has called me to be. This is how powerful I am. It's got nothing to do with race. And if I did get a no, what are the lessons from that? There's always a lesson to be learned.
Always a lesson.
There's always a lesson. What are the lessons? What can I do differently? Rather than turning around and saying, oh, it's because I'm Black, that's why they said no. I don't do that stuff. I don't even play them cards at all. Don't get me wrong. I've been to places where they've played those cards with me. Do you know what? If I tell you what I do, rather than attacking it and approaching it, I just send, whose name is on the door? I just send the next lot. All right, you can go and deal with that person. And this is what I want. Sort it.
Wow.
Okay. Who keeps the profit? Who keeps the money? I don't care.
I love that. That's so powerful. I love the fact that you said you were human first, because obviously there's another challenge of being a lady too, and also which you all see in the world. So I love the fact where you said you were human first, and I love the fact that obviously anyone else watching this, we do not belittle racism in any way, shape, or form. We understand it exists. But I love the fact that you actually said it all goes on in the head. Obstacles will always exist. They will always exist. Wherever you are, wherever you are, there's some type of obstacles that you are going to face. So at the bottom line here is understanding who you are and being willing to push through. So I think that is actually a very, very powerful statement you made. And I think somebody listening to this now might be thinking, I want to begin to transform my life. But I love the fact that you have touched on the area where you said, even the morning you decided, okay, this is the day I'm going to open this, then that thought begins to drop in your mind again. That fear just appeared from nowhere and began to try, and just took you off course again. And you're thinking, I thought I was ready for this. What's going on? So I think I actually love that part, because you I'll say, pinch into my next question, which I think is so powerful. So somebody's watching now and they're thinking, I feel stuck here. I'm in the rut. I don't even know what to even do. Or they were moving before and now they've come to a halt. They're thinking, either in their business or in their lives or in their careers. I know you have your own challenges that I'll come to later, as in trying to manage 75 staff, because even staff that could be like children sometimes. So trying to manage it, and obviously 500 children, all different settings. How do you divide yourself into all those bits? Maybe I'll come back to that later. But for someone who is watching now thinking, Caroline, where do I start from? I'm stuck, what is that tiny step I can take to create a big victory? Where do you kick up from?
First of, if I'm starting a new project, it's the same problem you have if you're starting a new project or you're starting from scratch. The same issues you're going to face. What is it you want to do? Where are you at present? I mean, I'm traveling in the next few days, and when people say, "Oh, have you packed?" I said, "Oh yeah, I'm a planner. I'm packed already. So I'm going for 10 days. I've got 10 outfits with 10 shoes, literally, and then any extra I want to put on top of what I'm ready to go today. I'm such a planner. I plan every single thing. I write things down. I have so many sheets of paper. I'm the one that would write to the back of an envelope, and I have a book, and I have another book, and another book. And I'm just that sort of a person. If you don't plan, you plan to fail. You need to plan to write down, where are you at present? Where is it you want to go? Can you imagine you get on a plane and the pilot say, right, K Sarah, whatever would be, we just go, and wherever we find ourselves, we'll just, it's not going to happen. Exactly. You won't even get on the plane. You would not get on the plane, and that's it. You need to write down where you're at and where you're looking to go to. And in between, the middle is, how do you get there?
True.
What are the things, what are the dots you need to connect to get to where you are going? Connect those dots. In the process, does it mean you need Victor to be a part of that journey? Do you need Caroline to be a part of that journey? Do you need a networking group to be a part of that journey? Who's gone on that journey before you that you want to contact, that you want to hold on to their legs to hold on to? What learning do you have to do to get to that place you want to get to? You have to connect those dots. Unless you choose to stay stagnant, there's no reason why you should stop. Just do it. Just do it. And that's what I would say. There's no one. I mean, obviously, I know it's not a spiritual program, but again, even the good, wonderful book says, write the plan, make it clear. So anyone that sees it runs with it. So if you look at my plan of what I'm doing tonight on the show, this is my 3-page document of what I'm talking about tonight.
Wow.
So literally, it's not gonna, I'm not gonna be caught unawares. I already know the things I'm talking about. Doesn't mean I haven't had my day job. Doesn't mean I'm not here with you tonight. Sure. You just have to plan your time and think, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. And there's no way, so unless you choose to be stuck. There's so many people that have gone ahead of you. Get in touch, watch their life, watch their DVDs, watch their videos, whatever it is you have to do. YouTube. Like FD would say, there are 2 G's, God and Google. What's wrong with you? Literally, it's like, and that's it. So guys, don't get stuck. Get unstuck by just doing it, by just getting it done. Once you write the plan, you start to find people you're going to collaborate with, people that are going to help you get there, and that's it. So you can get unstuck. Sorry about the noise. Really, guys? I mean, come on.
It's all part of it. No, it's all part of it.
That's my family. Yeah, so they've been so kind to squeeze some juice and brought it in for me. They're so lovely. It's like when I'm doing anything like this, they're like, all right, let's look after mommy.
Yeah, that's cool. That's great. Yeah, that's great. So you've dropped some powerful nuggets there. Most importantly, just know where you are, know where you're going. How do you connect those dots? Who do you need to connect with? What do you need to do? And I think that is so powerfully important. Now, one of the questions I asked is mostly about legacy. And I can see that you've actually got, you got your foundation, which you've got going. And one thing I love about the foundation is the fact that, okay, you invest into small businesses, you connect to people, and you even feed families, even here in London. Well done for that. And I think there's nothing I love to see like somebody who has a heart for other people. It's not just about making money. There's also the thing about how do I serve others? And I think that takes a big heart. So maybe just talk a bit about that. And also, most importantly, there might be people watching here thinking, oh, she got a foundation. Oh, she invests in small businesses. As in, someone might think, how do I qualify? Maybe I can drop her a message, maybe have something powerful I want to put out to her. So maybe you can give us a bit of a tip, and maybe somebody could reach out with something really powerful that
that would be lovely. I mean, for the foundation, thank you so much for bringing up the foundation. That's my heart desire. I had an accident over nearly 2 years, and the foundation was birthed as a result of the accident. And even though I know I've got the heart for people, and I've always wanted to be a blessing, and I've always been a blessing by God's grace. But to put a structure to it, obviously you and I know the laws in the UK, you've got to have structure for everything. You can't just say, I want to be a blessing and just take money out. And like, really, so I had to put structure to it, hence the reason. So it's something we've been doing for a very long time, but we put structure to it just over 1.5 years ago. And what we do, we have 3 stems to it, and it keeps increasing. We do the widows in Africa, so which is great, and we do that Christmas. And that's literally a sign from, or that's stemmed from the wonderful mom I have. There's literally sacrificed her life for me as a single mom, and my husband's mom. Literally, they're just incredible. They're both widows, but they are just incredible. They've just showed up as powerful women. I going down to this. My mom is like, "Oh, you don't need a man there." So I balanced it now. I balanced it. Her generation, but I balanced it. So I brought balance to it. And she's just they're just incredible human beings in both my life and that of my husband's. So that stems from them. And then the other thing we do is we support businesses that's either startups or like to help enhance businesses. So for example, we could invest in laptops for a photographer that wants to be more productive in terms of their output so they can earn more money. We've invested in courses for students going to fashion school, with, things like that. We help people to retrain and stock exchange, to be brokers and to be sort of like IT experts, consultants. So many of those things we would help you do to get that qualification for you to get the job or to get that training. So we help fund those things. We help hospitals, some hospital bills in Nigeria. Other things we do, which is my heart desire, which we haven't started, and because I have teenage boys, is the fact that you, unfortunately, with the sad thing that happens in the UK at the moment with boys obviously being groomed and things like that. So we want to be there for parents before those boys become groomed, start to be groomed, where we can start to help parents to pay for bills and things like that. So that's one of the big things we want to do. And we just want to penetrate lots of homes in the UK to really help parents to do that. And you have lots of parents as well that haven't got their papers as a result of one thing or another, and they're struggling because they're not entitled to the benefits in the UK, and they can't get a job because they haven't got their papers or they have to hide. And we want to be there for them because no one deserves to suffer. No one deserves to be like that. And that's what leads those young boys and girls to be groomed, because they're trying to help mommy and daddy out. And we don't need that. We need to change the narrative. And I'm so tired of us talking. We need to start to act. And this is where we come in. So let's talk
in more action. And one thing I love about the foundation too, because even somebody watching now will be thinking, oh, that sounds very great. But I think one thing I could pick from it was sustainability. Because I think sometimes it's easier to give someone cash, but obviously if you give someone a laptop, like a photographer, a laptop to make better photos, I think that can produce money continuously for him. But if you just give him the cash, he spends the money and the money is gone. So I think that is such a powerful thing, because I think everything that goes to my head every time is sustainability, the continuous, you can keep printing the money. Let's say the word printing, you can keep printing the money. So if somebody watching now thinking, oh, I'm thinking of starting a charity, I want to help people, I want to encourage you, you just inspired that person now, because you've spoken about sustainability, which I think is absolutely, absolutely powerful. So I think that's really a great one. So somebody has heard you now and they're thinking, I've been inspired. I'm starting from now I've looked at where I am. I've looked at where I want to go to. I need people with the in-between. So how can they connect with you so they can learn more from you, and how can they connect you to learn more from you and then follow you? I know you do some really, really powerful lives too on Instagram, which I'm sure they can also follow to and learn, which I think I jump on sometimes and I listen to it too, because I think you guys up and you bring other people in all the time, you see, so which is really cool. So how do they connect to you so they can benefit from all that too?
I'm on all social media platforms, and I'm so easy to reach. I'm so open, because I think my life is all about people, about being a blessing, making a change. I used to be the girl that would hide in the corner, the girl that was never good enough, the girl that could never speak properly, the shy girl, the girl that was last to be picked at a dance, and name it, all the negativity. And I used to be the girl that worried about what everyone thinks about her. I wasn't pretty enough. I wasn't, all of that. I could not do enough. So really, I feel there's so many of us out there. And then unfortunately, there's still some people that are still battling with that. And don't get me wrong, yes, there's still days when those tiny voices will come and say, yeah, you used to be this fat girl and you used to be this. And I'm like, hey, get you behind me, voice, kind of thing. So I'm on social media, guys, if you want to help. But obviously, there's only so many people you can help. Because literally from everything you do, someone's going, oh, can you mentor me? Can you mentor me? Which I appreciate and I agree. I do mentoring like one-to-many. So we set up a group and we can be on a group and we meet up once a month. I do accountability partners as well, where we can have accountability groups and so on. But really, I would normally just say, look, where are you at the moment? What do you need me for? Because sometimes you have to filter it, don't you? You do have people that come in, they're not ready yet. And they come in and you're thinking, okay, generally, I don't think we can work together, sort of thing. And that's not even pride or anything. That's just you loving yourself enough to want to remain sane, really, to be honest.
Wow. That's so powerful. You know what? It's amazing how the time has just flown, and it's so unbelievable.
What time is it? Are we done? Are we done?
Yeah, I'm just wrapping up now, but I think
wow.
It's so powerful because you've been so generous, with everything you see. And I love your generosity. I think that's one thing I can really feel your heart for the people, how you want to support them, how you want to do so much. So Caroline, I'm going to say thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you. And I'm sure most people will be shouting, bring her back for part 2. They was like, look at that in the next series. Yeah. So I really
thank you so much for having me.
Most people are going to connect with you because they want to learn more from you, they want to connect with you. And I love the part where you end up how you transformed your life, because it's true. A lot of people are in that position where you just spoke about now. People just feel they're not good enough, they're constantly battling themselves with self-belief and, trying to build confidence and all that. And they can see your inspiration, you've done it, you've broken through. You see, so guys, thank you so much, Caroline, for being so generous. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate every single bit of it. So I want to wish
you so much for having me.
I know you're a busy lady, so I'll let you go carry on with your day.
I know, right? Yeah. This is me thinking, right, just get on with that. I've got this, so no, thank you so much for your time. And it's lovely to be here. And I'll be happy for part 2.
Oh, yeah. That's on record.
I know, obviously, out of it, I know we do other things, sort of like, but we've never really sort of like had chats like this. So this is, you're quite cool. You're quite cool. Thank you so much, Victor. You take care.
All right, then have a great evening and stay blessed.